Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, people. Hello and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Arsenal lose another game. In the Champions League, Arsenal lose against Inter 1-0. Creativity is lacking from Arsenal. For some whatever reason, a lot of Arsenal fans are losing their heads, which is, I don't understand why. They are saying there is no creativity. We are in big trouble. The league is done. We're not going to win the Champions League. We're not going to win trophies. Actually, there's a lot of people that ask for Arteta out. Is it overreaction? Is it not? I don't know. We'll talk to Dai. We'll talk to Gunnar King. We have got Vator as well, who knows about Champions League, winning the Champions League and a treble before. So big up Vator being here. Dai is here. Gunnar King has joined me since he hasn't joined for a while. But big up everybody that's here. Guys, we got 150 people right off the bat. So hit that like button, people. Hit that like button, people. Come on. Hit that like button. Don't move like Arsenal and smash the likes. Dai, you look so fuming. It's unbelievable.
Dude, I'm not even fuming about the game. I had some work issues that is really, really just ticking me off. I just got it from the office. I'm ticked off about something from there today. So,
all right.
There's a message that just came in as I was here just now, and I just read it, and I just said, "This guy is."
I'm gonna say my take on the game, guys, and people that watch me in the game. We played the second string team. We literally were taking it easy. I'm not saying that we were taking it easy because of Arsenal, because we have a more important game than Arsenal on the weekend. And I want people to challenge me on this. There is a reason why a coach would rest this spine, the best 5 players on the team, in Thuram, Barella, DeMarco, Bastoni. We literally rested the 4 important players in this team. We played without a left-footed player on the pitch, right? And Arsenal, they couldn't hack it until we gave them the ball, basically. The problem with this thing is that from Inter's point of view, and this is what I want to people to understand, from Inter's point of view, we had a job to do and we just did the job and walked away. It didn't matter if we defended for 90 minutes, 80 minutes. The goal was coming. You know what I mean? I believe we hit the post in the beginning. I knew that if push comes to shove, we would win because we'll put Thuram in, Ansar will push forward. The problem today is Arsenal. The problem is not Inter. The problem is this is exactly like the Newcastle game. It looks very similar to the Newcastle game, which might be a footprint. Because you remember when Arsenal, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before I go to the people in the panel, because we're going to have Igal joining us in a second, is that maybe that's a footprint to how to be Arsenal. Because Arsenal, when they beat Tottenham Hotspur, what they said is, well, we sat back, we had set piece, we won the game, clap, master class. You remember that? Master class. Now, the master class is against you today. That is the problem. The thing about Inter today is that 1-0 up, doesn't matter if you're home or not home, you win the 3 points, Arsenal huffed and puffed, 14 corners, and it's nothing as dangerous as people make it be. Like, Arsenal need to look at themselves. Arsenal need to look at themselves and think one thing. Are we winning football games? What is the target of our season now? What happens if we don't win against Chelsea? What if Chelsea sit deep? What if Chelsea sit back? That is the thing. How's everybody doing first? This is my intro. Guys, hit that like button. We got over 300 people here. We're just starting the show. Guys, I really need this show to be on 300 likes, people. Before you go on, there's a comment pinned in the chat, guys. It's our sponsor today, Proton VPN. You get a discount of 65% if you scan the QR code in front of you. You protect yourself. You get VPN, of course, that will allow you to watch games from anywhere in the world. Guys, before all the panels come in, 3 o'clock games in England, Champions League on Paramount Plus. Of course, Igal just joined us, of course. So you guys, the sponsorship today, Proton VPN, I got them. When I was outside of the country, I watched all the games on Paramount Plus, Serie A, Champions League on Paramount Plus in America. Absolutely, you do that. And also, you can watch the Premier League on Peacock Plus. You can subscribe to any other subscriber. And you guys, it's very cheap, cheaper than the thing in the UK. And also, it protects you so much. Like, to be honest with you, my bank accounts and all my credit cards and everything is on the laptop because you log in. I'm always connected to my VPN here on the side because it protects my information. It's very, very simple. We'll talk about them more. I'm going to get to Dayo first on this. Dayo, talk to me about the Arteta plan today. Big up Igal, of course, for joining us. Appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, what's up, man? So, whatever the plan was today, honestly speaking, I didn't see it. I don't think we did enough to win the game. But I also don't think Inter were as threatening as anybody thought it would. The penalty was a penalty, but I thought it was harsh. But it was a penalty. It's the law of the letter. It's what it is. I just thought Inter did not do enough to even try to win the game too. Let's be realistic. So, I don't know what Arteta is doing with this crop of players when you don't have a creative person and all you're hoping for is like corners and set pieces. If that has worked in the past and it's not working now, then you got to switch it up. You got to switch it up. I expected I think even with how we just didn't have an attack. That was it. We just didn't have a finisher up front. I think we did a lot, but we didn't have a finisher up front. And that says a lot. We need to change up how we play. It was frustrating to see that we created chances, and whenever we got in front of the, like in the 18-yard box, it was like nobody was there to do anything with it. All those crosses that Saka put in there, crosses that Martinelli put in there, some of the corner kicks, the one that was cleared off the line by what's his name that you don't like? What's that your guy's name? The guy that hit the crossbar, Dumfries, that cleared it off the line. So I just think that, honestly speaking, like there just wasn't any bite in the attack. I was happy to see Odegaard come back, at least for the last few minutes. That means that at least, maybe something next game, let's see how that works out. But for this game, Inter themselves did not look threatening. They didn't. Inter did not look threatening. There was a time when you guys parked the bus. You sat back for like 10, 15 minutes, and you just be hit.
So what's your point?
So my point is, which is why I said we didn't have a finisher. We were hitting you guys, and we were missing those chances that we should have taken. Like, if we had somebody who could finish, somebody who could bully your defenders, we would have probably scored a goal or two. We just don't have a finisher. But if you say who was the better team overall playing, like vis-a-vis the whole 90 minutes, I think we edged you out just by a little bit. The better team playing, I think we edged you out by a little bit. Not scoring is annoying and frustrating. Yeah. I mean, are you going to say you played better than us? No. Both teams did not play at any level that was, wow. Barring your penalty and Dumfries bar that he struck and the save that Raya made, what else did you guys do? Nothing. What else did Arsenal do? Nothing as well. So it's not like both teams played some fantastic football or Inter played some fantastic football that nullified us, whatever. You defended very well. I agree with you. And you won. And I'm not saying that, I'm not taking that away from you. I'm just saying both teams did not do enough. Arsenal did not do enough to win that game at San Siro. So.
Bro, we won 1-0.
You scored a penalty that took a deflection to a player's hand while he jumped with his feet. Yeah, that's right. God. It's fair.
Bro, I'm not here to gloat.
I said no.
I'm not here to gloat or say anything.
I'm not saying what I said again. I said it is a penalty. I agree. I am not arguing.
Yeah, I know you agree. You never questioned the referee's decision.
I'm saying you did not play better than us enough to be able to win as well. Like, I mean, you won the game. Like, if I'm saying vis-a-vis, if we look at, I think we edged you out a little better, but we just could not score. We couldn't finish our chances.
The concerning part with what Dio was talking about in terms of just edging out Inter with regards to gameplay is that wasn't Inter's best available 11. And based off of the
available 11 too.
Who's healthy not playing?
That's not also our best.
Who was healthy not playing? Who was healthy not playing today?
We didn't have Odegaard. We didn't have Calafiori. Like, we didn't have
players. Odegaard wasn't. No. Odegaard wasn't healthy to play.
Hold on. Like, I know that's what I'm saying. There also wasn't.
No.
Odegaard came on.
Odegaard came on, but if he was healthy, he would have started the match. The point that I'm trying to make, Dio, that I don't think you're recognizing.
The sound is a bit. Yeah.
Is it muffled or is it loud? Are you picking up background noise?
There is cutting in the.
I'm not sure why. The thing that you're not recognizing is that this wasn't Inter's best available 11, and I hear your point that this is probably the healthiest 11 that you could play. Like, you could actually start this game, and you did not look good versus Inter. So. And again, to talk about who you could have subbed on.
What did Lautaro Martinez do in this game?
I think it's the headphones.
What did Thuram do in this game? When they brought them in, what did they do in the game? Because we
were winning 1-0, Dio. That's the plan.
No, but my point, see, I agree with you that you won the game 1-0. Yes, 1-0 to Inter. It was a penalty. Great stuff. My question again, I mean, not even question. I was talking about vis-a-vis. I think we edged you out game-wise, but we just could not finish. Arsenal just could not finish their dinner.
No, it's not. You couldn't create, though. You didn't create. Yeah. We sat deep because we wanted just to win the game 1-0. It was. We have a game in the weekend.
The plan was 1-0. Arsenal doesn't have a game at the weekend with Chelsea. What are we talking about? You make it sound like your team is the only one that has a game at the weekend. Let's call it a spade. I know they got an intent, so you're going to use the game at the weekend as an excuse. You played the team that you could play. It's not like your players are not fit. For you to rest them, it wasn't like they were not. It's not like they were injured. Our options was they're not fit. Odegaard is not match fit yet.
We rested players.
I'm saying you rested, but your players are not injured. You chose to rest them. And so if you are not performing on the pitch, which means you rested your players, you played your B team, and then I'm saying your B team did not even play well enough at all, and Arsenal did not do enough to beat them. And you're saying no. I mean, like, if you are telling me you rested your A team and you played your B team, and I'm saying, okay, well, whatever team you fielded did not outplay.
So what is your point then about Arsenal? What is your point about Arsenal?
I made my point the first time. I said we just didn't have anybody to finish. We didn't have someone. There was no striker basically today. Kai Havertz was nowhere to be found. We should have used him more as a point man than him creating all the spaces that he was trying to create. He should have been the target man for us. Like, he should have. That's what we should have been doing. He should have been up front, 9, boom. Just keep throwing.
You are saying that Arsenal fans should not look into this game. There is.
Oh, no, there is things to look into this game, which is we now realize that we really need somebody up front as a 9. In games like this, you need someone that can just finish the dinner. That's it. Because you know how many back post balls Saka crossed in, how many corners that we had. How do you not score 14 set pieces when you're good at set pieces? Something is wrong somewhere. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there was just no finishing from the Arsenal, like the things that we would finish before, we just weren't finishing them. So something is wrong. So we should look at this game, definitely, and pick out, what the issues are. But if we're just talking pure, like, let's evaluate the two teams, It's not like you outplayed us, and that's why we were, we just did not finish the things that we normally would finish.
But you literally said that. Okay, I'm just gonna say, you literally said on this channel that you outplayed Spurs when you had one set piece and you won 1-0. You said Arteta masterclass.
I said Arteta masterclass.
Against Spurs, you said that was the plan. You said we sucked Spurs.
Hold on, before the Spurs game, how did I tell you we were going to win? I said we were going to sit back, they were going to have the ball, they'll play high line, and we'll score a set piece and we'll get out of there. I said we're going there without Odegaard. Go back and play the video. And exactly how I said we will win is how we won. So
that's not good, or that's not.
No, it's not good. I said it wasn't a good.
Let me get other people to talk as well, guys. There's over 500 people here. Guys, go ahead. Finish the point.
So what I said is, it's not a good way to win, but that's the only way we could win that game, is what I was explaining to you. When you asked me about the Tottenham game, I said, it's not a good way to win, it's not sustainable, but this is the only way to beat Tottenham in the current state that Arsenal is in, with the players available. That's what I explained. Okay. So me saying that does not mean that I agree that that's how we're going to be playing. No, I don't like it. But if you have to find a way to win at Inter, find a way to win at Inter. So.
Okay, before we go on, guys, there's over 500 people here. Let's get to 100, 200 likes, guys. The target is 300 likes live. I'm gonna hear Igal's point about, you mentioned on the terrace no overreaction and no stuff like this. However, there are things that we learned from this game about Arsenal, which is the creativity, sometimes the lack of forwards, as Dayo said, and that makes you worried in the league. You're going to Chelsea away. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm looking at this, I'm worried, Igal. Because to be honest with you, I thought you have more personality than this on the team. Because last season, you had so much personality on the team. And it looks like it's a shell of themselves. This team looked different. Why?
Bro, I'll just be honest. I think the main reason why we're performing bad right now is we're in a little bit of a rut. And people are not looking at the performances; they're going to look at the results. And when you look at the performance versus Liverpool, I thought it was relatively good until the last minute. When you look at the performance versus Bournemouth, I thought that was really bad. But in context, we went down to 10 men, and even then, we could have got an equalizer before, or we could have won the game. It was small margins. Now this game versus you guys, I thought, you know what? It's a narrow defeat versus one of the best teams. I know you guys had a lot of players out or rotations and everything else. And I think a lot of people, the way they're speaking about this defeat, even you notice on the terrace, it's very much of an overreaction. I'm not too concerned because I know Chelsea are nowhere near as good as you guys at defending.
Yeah, but Newcastle had kind of similar plan.
But Newcastle are also better than Chelsea at defending, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you're gonna play teams that are good defensively and good on the counter-attacks as well. Brentford's and these teams, Igal.
I understand that.
If you keep saying that, I'm looking out for Arsenal. You get my point, right?
I'm looking out for you. But let me give you my point.
Forget Inter, bro.
Let me give you my point. Though. My point is, going into the next game versus Chelsea, I know it's going to be a much more open game and it's going to be more of a basketball game. Now, in those kind of scenarios, you genuinely do create more chances. And people talking about Arsenal's lack of creativity, people talking about Arsenal's having a bad attack, everything else. One of the teams is considered one of the best defenses in Europe, in Liverpool. We scored 2 against them at home. What do you call it? Man City, one of the best teams in the world. We scored 2 against them also. And at times we outplayed both of them. So I know we have it in us to do well. It's just at times when things are not going well, everyone says this is how it's going to be. It's terrible. Right now it's not looking good. But I do believe versus Chelsea, it will be a completely different story. Now, the issue we have is Mikel Arteta going to make the right decisions? Because I thought he did not make the right decisions again. I think Leandro Trossard needs to be taken out of this team. I don't want to see Leandro Trossard in this side starting. I need to see him either as a bench player or coming in as an attacker, not as a midfielder. We do not hold on to the possession enough. Mo, how easy was it for you to get possession from us? Even when you gave us possession, you knew you could just get it back whenever you wanted almost.
And the thing about it is, it's very similar to the Newcastle game. And before I let Gunnar Kings talk, it looked like you are not the same team in terms of pressing. Yes, we played long ball, but remember, we literally rested the guy we go long for, which is Thuram. Mahdi Taremi is 52 years old. Lautaro Martinez is not the guy to go long for. We rested that player. I'm not giving excuses for how my team played, because at the end, what mattered in this game is getting the result. And everyone knows that. Everyone knows this. It's only about the result. And at the end, for Arsenal, it was about the performance. You had a lot of the ball, but it's toothless. It looked, you saw it on the terrace. It looked like, let's cross, hoping that something will happen. There should be other plans to open teams up. That is the problem. And Inter at 1-0 up, we sat back and okay, absorb. Even the commentators, the English commentators I was watching, they were saying, yeah, Arsenal have all the ball, but it looks like Inter had them where they wanted. That is the thing. Connor King, go ahead. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, not good enough tonight. Not good enough in the last 4 games. That's the first thing I want to make clear. Game of fine margins, really. I don't think either team created enough to win. I think that's indicative of your goal coming from a penalty. A penalty that might add wouldn't have been given in the Premier League. There's rules of proximity. Anyone that's played a game of football will know that when you stretch your leg forward to try and reach a ball, your body mechanics, your arm is going to come up. It's in a natural position, so it's a harsh penalty. We know the rule hasn't been changed in the Champions League. It has been changed in the Premier League. So at the end of the day, I think we should have had a penalty as well. I don't think that's been picked up on. Your goalkeeper absolutely took out Mourinho. With didn't get the ball at all. I don't know what happened there. What was looked at there. But yeah, me bringing this up is just going to result in the same thing. Arsenal fans crying about refs again. But the reality is that was probably more of a penalty than the penalty you actually got. So I'm just going to leave that there.
All I'm hearing is the okay. Listen, I'm not here. This is not me here opposing Arsenal fans, by the way. This is
no.
We don't play. The game was played.
Like,
I knew what was gonna happen. Like I knew that you don't have the cojones.
I'm giving my truth. I think that's fair enough. Like at the end of the day, you did defend really well. I think Bissac was amazing at the back. Him and Dumfries really did well. We won't face many defenders that are able to defend like that with that high level of concentration for 90 minutes. But our creativity issue without Odegaard remains. And listen, I hear people say all the time that Saka's our best player and he's our most important player. He's good, but he's neither of those things. Odegaard is. So if this had been an issue without saying that it's an excuse that we should look as toothless as we have done in our last 2 games without Odegaard. The reality is he is the hub of this team, creatively speaking. Also, without the ball,
can I say
also without the ball, he's a very important press trigger. And what I'm saying is Arteta needs to find answers for when Odegaard isn't available, and that he hasn't done well enough this season.
Mo, let me just say this.
Not done that well enough.
Go ahead, Iga.
So I think. Hang on. Let me finish because I let everyone speak. I let everyone speak. Yeah. Now, like I said, we need to find answers for when Odegaard is not available, because all teams, you rested 4 or 5 players today for your game this weekend, and you were still able to find an answer. So Liverpool have missed players. They've missed Jota, they've missed Alisson. They're able to find answers. City have missed Rodri. Up until recently, they were able to find answers. The last few seasons, they've missed Rodri and KDB at different junctures. They've been able to find answers. So I would say that in the last 2 seasons, Arsenal have probably been a bit fortunate with our best players not getting injured. And that hasn't been the case this season. So that's something I look at with Arteta. Now, he's got Nwaneri there, doesn't play him. And it's annoying. It's frustrating, you know, like to see that, you know, he's not in terms of quality, but in terms of his profile, he's a like-for-like replacement for Odegaard, the most like-for-like replacement we have in our squad. Trossard is not a natural 8. He keeps playing him there. So, you know, in terms of our responsibility, you know, Trossard has not been playing well in that position for a number of games. He also seems to do better when he comes off the bench anyway. Why isn't Nwaneri getting a chance, you know? The subs were late today from Arteta as well, which, you know, you were ahead and you were bringing on the subs before we were, which gave you back control as well, from about the 70th to the 75th minute. You know, sort of when you were bringing on your subs. So yeah, I'm very disappointed with today's result. I'm very disappointed with some of the choices that Arteta is making with the team selections, and I'm very disappointed as well in the form of Martinelli in recent games as well. Which
Moreno was poor also.
Yeah,
but I was just gonna say, we all are speaking a lot about creativity, but is it also just finishing? Because Havertz had a chance where he could have scored. I swear Martinelli is getting himself in the right positions, but he's taking the wrong shots. He's second guessing himself if he should go across the goal or if he should go near post. And Deo, I know, is he still there? Deo.
Yeah, I'm here.
Bro, were we not speaking about this the other day, Saturday, when we were on the phone, me and you? I think everyone's talking about creativity, but the finishing, the chances are there. There's some quality chances there. We're not even taking them.
I disagree. Sorry, I'm jumping in. I totally disagree. I think the quality of chances we're creating is nowhere near the level of what it should be, especially in comparison to last season. We played the game much slower than we've done in the past 2 seasons. Like, it literally sometimes it just feels like it's side to side to side to side, get to a crossing situation, cross the ball, and then recycle. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna go in right now. Trossard was the worst performance of football I've seen in a very long time. And I've watched the likes of Danielson play football. I've watched the likes of Eboué come on the pitch and get subbed off. I've watched bloody Igor Stepanos play football. That Trossard performance was horrific. He could not trap a ball. He could not pass the ball. And when he went into that corner kick, and it was a horrific corner, I was just like, get this guy off. And the biggest indictment on Arteta tonight was that he left him for 80 minutes, and Nwaneri came on for 10 minutes and did
look 10 times better. Look 10 times better.
No, and even worse. Odegaard came on for 2 minutes and looked 10 times the player that Trossard looked. That tells me everything about that.
Can I present something to everyone?
Go ahead. Let me just finish. And the thing about is this, right? As Arsenal fans, we've done this thing. We've made Trossard into this mythical player, right? Oh, he comes on and he scores goals. He's only scored 15 goals for us, first of all. So let's not act like he's scoring 50, 60 goals for us, right? He's only scored 15 goals for us as a super sub. His performance and the way he plays, I think sometimes it just looks bad. And when he's bad, he's really bad. Tonight was awful. And Arteta should have done something. He should have recognized that before 80 minutes, that guy should be off the pitch.
Let me jump in here, guys. It's 600 people here. Let's get to 300 likes live. Let me do these super chats. Mr. K saying, thank you, Inter, for making this better. Being European elite is not for everyone. Big up Mo, big up the panel. City, cry, Arsenal, cry. Best weekend ever, Mr. K. Liverpool fan right there. Thank you so much. Saka stinker again. Bro, Saka was one of your best players on the pitch. He's on 3 goals this season. Saka was one of the best players on the pitch. Inter were marking him with 2-3. Again, this is the agenda. Where is the Martinelli? Where is Moreno? Where is Havertz? Trossard? Ben White. Ben White didn't help Saka one bit today, and I don't know why. Inter played 2-striker formation. Let the guy go forward. I find it weak as if Odegaard is out, you're nothing. It is so weak, Omar. Yes, Mr. Kissin. Inter played Bayern B team because that wasn't enough for you lot, and that is the thing. But I'm gonna present something to Vator, to be honest. Hit that like button, people. You know what I noticed today from Arsenal, and that's not a dig. That's the reality. you're a good team. You don't have that guy that everyone is scared of. Saka's good as a winger and everything. You don't have. It's Mark Saka. You know what I mean?
But you just said,
Sterling,
Mo, you just said that.
Yeah,
You
man.
just said that
Let me tell
Saka
you.
gets doubled up on.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Let me tell you the difference.
double up
Then.
on a player, you're scared.
Let me tell you.
Come on,
Saka's
bro,
your
like,
only brilliant player.
You're doing too much now.
Can you
bro.
let me finish? Let me finish. When you have a striker like a Haaland or a Eucharist or something, they attract attention. The problem is Inter knew exactly where to go. Inter knew exactly where to go. The ball is gonna go to Saka. You double on him, you triple on him. There is nothing else happening if Odegaard is not there. You need that bigger personality, the Kevin De Bruyne personality, the Salah personality.
No, I'm confused.
Go ahead.
The reason they're doubling up on Saka, if Saka was not that good and not that scary, they don't need to.
No, he's great.
No,
he's very good.
So the point is, the reason teams know that we're going to go to Saka is because he's our outlet, right?
Yeah, but guys, he is stoppable.
He doesn't scare you.
Guys, you don't understand. He is stoppable.
I'm trying to ask you a question.
I don't think you understand the point.
I
don't think they understand the point. I'm gonna give you an example before you talk. I'm gonna give you an example, right? Man City go to Doku and Savini all the time, right? I know they aren't Saka's level, but because Erling Haaland is always occupying that central area, there are two guys marking him all the time. That is not happening for Arsenal. When Kevin De Bruyne and Foden there, maybe Foden is Saka's level. I'm talking about the even bigger personality guys.
Okay, so hold on. I'm confused. You're saying that Haaland gets. Wait, hold on. Haaland has people marking him because they know that Haaland is a threat, right?
Yes.
So now City goes to Doku or they go to Savinho, and that means Haaland has pulled away one extra player and has created that space. But you also said Saka gets doubled up on, which means
but they have so they have
people also marking Saka. Hold on.
What? No.
Hold on. I'm coming. I'm trying to understand the logic. So if people are marking Saka, that space is also being created. Why just not utilizing it like City?
No. So the difference is, I know what Mo is saying. I'm still going to challenge Mo.
Trying to understand.
But Mo is saying is that when you're doubling Saka, you're using your left winger and your left back to double him up, right? So you're not taking someone away from the middle. When you're doubling up Haaland, you have to pull the centre back towards him. We have to pull a defensive midfield, which creates more
Basic
space,
would not have been able to double with Darmian today.
Exactly.
And also interplay three at the back. Normally when you play in the Premier League, the two centre backs are occupying the forward. That means the winger has to duck in. That means the full back is not doubling on somebody. The problem, guys, to be honest with you, is that Havertz is not scary. Martinelli is not scary. Guys, let me just finish. Odegaard is the only one that can be scary.
You don't have a scary player at all. So
you have maybe Saka, and by the way, to be honest with you,
I wouldn't set my team up to double up on a player if
Saka's a brilliant. Let me tell you.
You get what I mean?
Is a very good player, right? I think Arsenal needed that extra personality there. I don't know how hard is it to see. You guys think?
Then maybe it's the way you phrased it more because I heard you say we don't have any scary player, but then you said Saka gets doubled up on. So my brain was like, hold on, if we have a player that gets doubled up on, that's a confusing statement to me. So that's why I said maybe can
I present an argument? Imagine if guys, let me jump in.
I agree.
Imagine if you forked out the money this summer and had a Eucharist or an Osimhen.
I agree with you yet.
Me and you spoke about this 50 times.
Mo, you won't find an Arsenal fan that didn't want a striker this summer. You won't
find a lot of Gunnar King. A lot of them didn't want a striker. A lot of them were happy with Kai Havertz. Lots. Don't tell me,
brother.
So wait.
I think it was copium. I think it was.
So wait.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about. The people that said Kai Havertz is the go-to guy for us.
1 second.
Yeah.
So I'm not lying.
Was Rory not on your channel? And did he not say, I like Kai Havertz right now, he's playing really good, but if you can get someone else, maybe so get him.
Dayo is the one who said that. But a lot of them, I'm not gonna name.
The
people that have watched the channel know exactly that people said that Kai Havertz is gonna be the go-to guy. And if we buy, we can buy a left winger.
What did Martin say? Because I know Martin's on the channel a lot.
Martin
likes Kai Havertz. They said
Martin wanted what's his name?
I don't want to bash somebody that is not on that channel, but you guys know.
Martin was on the Gyökeres train. What Martin said, and I have to let me clarify this. Sorry, please. So nobody goes and misinterpret what he said. Martin clearly stated that he would like a Victor Gyökeres
if we can get him. He says, but the fact that people say Arsenal is not scoring goals is a fallacy because last season we scored many goals. Now, that is two things can be true. We scored many goals because we scored from different types of goals. But he is saying if we had a point man, somebody a bags man, he would rather get Gyökeres. That's what Martin said. He says, but if we don't, then we need to keep up what we did last season by finding ways to score those goals.
So
All right.
I'm going to say one
One
second. Let me just say one second because I'm gonna challenge something, right? I thought
Right.
Havertz actually put himself about today. I think the biggest problem today was Trossard, which I'm furious with the guy right now, and I think Martinelli, in terms of he just stops and starts, and he never makes a decision very quickly. And I feel like what we're seeing right now is that there's an imbalance. I think Havertz works in a system if Martinelli is more decisive, because he was putting himself around. He was bringing the ball down. He was actually bringing players into play. Now he also had the two best chances. One which was blocked, which is a fantastic block, right, and one which is the sort of shot cross, which someone made a great save from. So in terms of actually putting himself about and trying to do a job, he actually did something. The problem right now is that we have an issue in our midfield, which isn't moving the ball fast enough, right? And we have an issue with the left-hand side where we have a guy who is not performing at all. And we need to fix that ASAP.
Let me do a couple of these super chats before I get Vater to talk, guys. Arsenal phase 5, Sean Dyche football. They didn't play Sean Dyche football. They had all the ball today, to be honest with you. So that, David, that's not it's not absolutely right, to be honest with you.
David, your middle name is Ho.
Can you please the players who started in the defense for Inter today?
No, I did. That guy, what's his name? Man of the match, Besic or whatever his name is.
This was amazing.
Actually, Çalhanoğlu won man of the match.
No, Çalhanoğlu shouldn't have won it. That guy should have won it. He was the best player on the pitch.
It's fantastic. He's a youngster. He's amazing today. He's absolutely. But guys, let me just shout out something. Let me shout out something. Guys, today's show is sponsored by Proton VPN again. One of the best VPNs out there, guys. To be honest, I have them. Right? It's with Proton VPN. You can watch football anywhere. I'm just gonna repeat this again. Anywhere in the world, you connect your place where you have a subscription in America, in Mexico, in Canada, in the Middle East, and beIN Sports, and you can access cheaper streaming options from broadcasters around the world, right? And also, it keeps all your online activities are actually protected. Absolutely, nobody can spy on them. No one can steal your credit card. No one can steal your bank accounts from your laptop, your pictures, and all this stuff. VPN is essential. I learned that the hard way, to be honest with you. I use it on my phone. I use it on my laptop. And also, this one more thing. If you scan the QR code in front of you, you'll get a 65% discount on the yearly subscription. It is so simple. Scan the QR code. Click the link that is pinned in the comments or the link in the description. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just give it a shot. It's a free trial. Just go and you'll get the discount, the free trial. Try it. Subscribe to Paramount Plus in America for Champions League or Peacock or beIN Sports in the Middle East. Just go and do it. It is very simple. I got it. It's right here on the laptop and just protects my browsing. It protects my bank account, as I said, and also the football. 3 o'clock games, nothing is blocked here in America. Just go and do it, people. Go and do it. Going back to the show, to be honest with you.
Let me just say one thing.
Go ahead. Say whatever. It's
Guys, do you feel like a little bit of all the reactions from the Arsenal fan base people talking about sacking the manager, people saying all these players are good shit and we're going to be in a top 4 battle? Isn't it a lot of an overreaction? Like, I get it. We dropped points versus Bournemouth. We dropped points versus this team. But just look at Man City, for example. Vader, your team, 3 losses on the bounce. Nobody's saying you guys are out of the title race. Nobody's saying you guys are not going to win the Champions League still. Nobody's saying you guys are still not going to be competitive come the end of the season. People are not throwing their toys out. The reason why they're doing it with Arsenal, the reason why they're doing it with Arsenal is because in the heart of hearts, some people don't believe in the manager. And in the heart of hearts, some people don't believe this team is that good.
Ego, I have to challenge what you're saying. We can't compare what can be expected in terms of a rut being indicative of being temporary to Manchester City. They've won 4 league titles in a row. They've won a treble. If they go through a bad patch, they've demonstrated they can come out of it by putting trophies on the table. We haven't.
Didn't we do that last year?
Let me finish.
Didn't we demonstrate we can come out of a bad patch?
Ego, please. Yeah, let me finish, please. Yeah. Like let's not do this. Yeah, like fans have a right to be concerned because we've been in positions where we've been close, we haven't got over the line. We've been in situations where we've gone through ruts. Like last season, people say going to City and drawing was where we lost the league. No, it was before Christmas when we lost 3 games on the bounce and we didn't recover from it, right? So I get the concerns. I still back the manager, to be clear. I
To do
still
what?
back the manager.
You back
yeah.
the manager to
But-
do what? To do
win.
what? Win
To-
what?
To win silverware. He's good enough
Like-
to win silverware. He is a capable enough manager to win silverware. Now, are there things that he needs to fix? Absolutely. Like I said, his selection, his trust in Nwaneri and other players, and when things aren't working, in terms of the substitutes today, they happened too late. In terms of persisting with Trossard and maybe Martinelli, you've brought Sterling in the summer. Like you're not trusting him.
All right.
If you
Let
weren't
me
going to
just-
trust him, why did you bring him in? Like so.
Before-
So these are
Before you
things.
move on, let me just bring
These
you
are
back.
things within Arteta's control. I understand fans' concern. Like, however, like we can't just. we
Igal,
can't
let me
One
just write
second.
them off
Gunner
entirely,
King,
you know what I mean?
you missed my point. You missed my point completely. I'm simply saying, off the back of losing to Inter, who are one of the favorites to win this competition, I get it. People are saying, "Oh, you lost to a decent side." You'd think people would be a little bit more balanced in their coverage
I
of
mean,
this
Bo-
defeat.
Bournemouth
Igal,
and
wait, sorry,
Newcastle are
sorry,
not decent
sorry.
sides.
Before you go,
Bournemouth and
before you go, wait,
Newcastle
so
are not decent
One
sides,
second,
and
but
we've
the
got
reaction-
to them
but
in
the
this 4-game
reaction-
run, Igal. Let's not.
One
Just
second.
Igal,
Igal,
But
there's
the
a big
context
difference.
is necessary.
one second.
Bro,
Not
let me
over.
just finish my point. The context is necessary. Bournemouth, we went down to 10 men, and even then, we were still one Martinelli kick away from
Why did
potentially
we
winning
score
that game.
before we went down to 10 men?
Liverpool at
Why
home.
did we score before we
Liverpool
went
at
down
home.
to 10 men?
1 second. Liverpool at home. We were the better side, and you know what? We dropped points at the end, but fair enough. We
So,
had a lot of
Igal, let me put
Wait,
it this way. Igal, let me
No,
put
no,
it.
no. It's before you go.
Game against
No,
Newcastle-
I respect my
Game
elders,
against
but let me go.
Newcastle, we were horrific. But then this game, let's be honest, we
The
were the
elders
better
foul.
side.
Igal, right,
They
stop.
out-tacticked us, and
What's-
tactically they won the game.
Okay, let me just say this before
It's a joke.
before Dio goes, right? Because I have to respect my elders.
What
No,
does that mean?
but no, what
Say
I'm
you're
going to say is this:
45.
when you watched Man City yesterday, they lost 4-1.
Yeah.
That first half, they absolutely ripped apart Sporting. We have not performed in any way, shape, near that, right? So when you see people's reaction, people are watching the game and saying, actually, if we went to Inter Milan, we control. Listen, the commentator said it perfectly. We controlled the ball, but felt like we would do nothing with it. You felt like Man. So I've used this before. What we did to Tottenham, where Tottenham basically had all the ball, and we never felt like we were going to concede. It's what happened to us today. For the past couple of games, all the games, Bournemouth, Newcastle, okay, Liverpool, yeah, we played well. Now Inter Milan, we have not looked anywhere good enough to actually score a goal.
Mhm.
That's the scary part, to score a goal.
And you know what?
And that is a problem.
What
You
Olu
can't
just said
overlook
right
that,
now.
man.
See what Olu just said right now. So, Igal, let me explain why Arsenal fans are throwing the bat and the baby out and the pram and the toys and just like losing their mind. The difference is this: when you want to beat a city, you can't look bad. You shouldn't look bad. Like it doesn't help your case, especially when you haven't won anything. Like City has won so much that if you're going to go toe to toe with City, like what Liverpool is doing right now is what Arsenal should be doing, going on beating, probably just losing one game, looking ferocious in every game. Like that's the only way fans will that's the only way fans will not throw out the baby and the bathwater. Because mentally, it's like, how are you going to beat? It's almost like you go into a fight, right? Boxing. There's a favorite, and then there's a challenger. We're the challenger. And there's every chance that you can beat this champion, right? But then you go in there and you're letting the champion knock you around. You get jabbed a couple of, you're not dodging the jabs. You're making silly mistakes in there. Your footwork is off. You know, he's scoring points on you. Automatically, people will be like, I don't think this guy is ready to win this fight, right? So it's the same way for Arsenal. And that's why I understand why fans are losing their minds. Like they're losing their minds because to them, if you really say that you're this good, then you can't make these kind of mistakes. Right now, City looks vulnerable, and you should be taking advantage.
Guys, it has been 5 games since you scored the goal.
What do you mean?
Let me
Did
say
we not
something real
score
quick.
versus Liverpool? What are we talking about?
4 games without a goal, isn't it? 4 games without a goal.
No, it's 2 games.
Okay.
Let me
Go
say
ahead.
this real
Let me
quick.
check.
Agendas must agenda.
One second.
5
And
games.
I just want to say one more thing before Vader says anything. I am not worried.
Hold on, is
about
it 3 or okay? Okay.
It has
I
gone
am
down
not-
from
I
5
am
it
not
has gone down
worried.
from 5 to 3 now.
Actually, who sent us this?
1 second.
Who
I
sent
am
us
not
this?
worried.
Yeah, block
I'm not
whoever
worried.
sent that.
I'm not worried about the season as a whole yet. I'm not worried about the title race.
In the Champions League, away from home in the Champions League, 4 games, 0 wins, 0
Oh
goals.
yeah. In the champs.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's the first time we conceded away from in the Champions League this season. If that's what you're saying.
And go ahead, Vator. I want to hear Vator.
Guys, I've been patient. I realize it's a full panel of Arsenal fans, with the exception of Mo. I gotta completely disagree with what Dio said earlier. When Igal brings up the point, is like, is it an overreaction from the fan base? 100% it is.
But that's what
It
I said.
100% is.
That's what
No.
I
But
said, Vader. I said
But
I understand why they're overreacting, because you
no,
cannot.
but they shouldn't be. No. Here's
But they should be. They should be. We're going up against City, and now Liverpool is looking like that, like they ate cocaine
no.
crack cocaine at the same time, and are just on speed. Like they're just killing everybody. And you're telling me that
Dial, the problem is,
fans should not overreact. How? Rodri got injured. I saw your fan base lose their mind. Now your fan base has started to melt down too because of this Rodri incident. You have gone how many games on the bounce losing, and now you want to tell me, and your fans are overreacting. Are they not? It's normal. Fans, I understand why that would happen. That's all I'm saying.
well, what I'm trying to point out is there should be more of a lean towards looking at the entire landscape and not panicking the way Arsenal fans are. City, hopefully I'm back. City don't look good. So because City don't look good, there shouldn't be the world's burning right now from Arsenal fans. You can see that you just need to, like Arteta, players just need to figure it out. And I've been talking about this with regards to my fan base and what City need to do, because again, the panic and world's burning shouldn't happen either, because Liverpool are doing their thing, but again, Arsenal aren't playing great. Chelsea aren't playing great, right? Nottingham Forest third in the league right now, but we're not. The concern, everybody needs to just chill, like right the ship.
But the difference,
I pointed this out when I was on Igal's channel a while ago. I brought up a screenshot of the Brighton Arsenal game where the fans were exiting the stadium after that defeat. But this is what needs to happen. Mo tried to clown me when I was on the football terrace. It's about actually being resolute. It's about the fan base. It's about the fan base actually being resolute and encouraging these players and manager versus saying, you guys are trash. Get the manager out.
No, you're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this. No, Dayo, can I stop? You're not gonna do this. Vator, Arsenal fans have been behind Arteta for the longest time in this club. Arsenal fans have sat on everywhere and defended the club and defended Arteta, Vator.
Not all
They
of
need
them.
to remain supporting the club. Now's not the time to give up on them. Now's not the time to give up on these players.
Nobody's giving up. I said I understand why
no one's giving up, but criticism is warranted at this point.
There's a difference between saying I understand why this person is upset and saying that they're giving up. I'm not saying they're giving up. All I'm saying is I understand why the perception. Now, you have credit in the bank at City. Your fans can look at Pep and be like, oh well, even if Pep doesn't do too well this season, at least I mean, what are we saying here? Like, they can still hold on to something. Arteta hasn't given us anything to hold on to, which is why every time it looks like he's about to slip up, people panic. So let me ask you a question, right? If you had a kid, right, who climbs up the staircase every time, and the first time you see them slip, they catch themselves. The second time they catch themselves. The third time, the fourth time, you'll be like, he'll catch himself. But if that kid had slipped the first time and rolled down the staircase and broke something, the next time you see that kid going up the stairs, you panic. With Arteta, because he's come too close too many times in the last 2 years and not done it. And we're beginning to see those same things like, the games we lost last season, the 2-3 games you lost. It's because think about this, Vator. Last season, you won 28 games. Arsenal won 28 games. You beat us with 2 draws. You lost 3 games, drew 7. We lost 5 and drew 5. We lost by 2 points. So imagine why. Do you understand why people panic now? It's like, if you lose this many games now, and last season you only lost by 2 draws, what are you doing?
But this is there's too much of this projecting. Just because
You can only go off what you have as records. You can only go off what he's done in the
yeah,
past.
but the same way you brought up the example in terms of what your manager's done in terms of slipping up, you went a season where you flew out of the blocks, right? You had what you're describing with Liverpool right now in terms of like winning very early and consecutively, and then you fell short, and then you had a season where you kind of paced yourself and again fell short. This needs to be managed without the panic, because you've gone through both scenarios and you realize that you will be there at the end. And then it's a manager, it's a player in terms of I just don't think 10 games into the season should be panic mode. In my opinion.
I think it's more.
I agree.
I think it's more frustration. I think it's more frustration than panic. I'm more frustrated than panicking.
But
like I'm more like, what's wrong with you guys?
To clear my stance as well, I'm not panicking, but what I'm saying is I understand why others are panicking, because they're going to, because it's us. 20 years, no league title, no Champions League yet. We've built this team, and the aim is to obviously get over the line one of these competitions. So, it's not looking good at the moment, and it hasn't looked good for a long time. So there is going to be panic, but I'm not co-signed to it. I'm not co-signed to it because I saw, obviously the Christmas came, then we had the Dubai break, and then we went on that run. I know that I feel that run is going to come again at some point this season. No doubt about it. I think as our players come back.
I tell you what,
I understand the panic in others, like in other people, like, and I think what I was saying to Igal is to completely downplay why people should, because we're not playing good enough. And it's not that we're not playing good enough. Like, there isn't enough impetus to win games. Like, I don't mind losing games, yeah, but when it doesn't even look like we can create and score, like, that is frustrating, because we need to be able to at least do that. If we can do that, go out on our shield, then
Gunnar, you know what's funny?
Come up against a better team. But at the
Gunnar,
moment,
you guys are
we're not
looking poorly.
doing that. Like, and
yeah, but you guys are looking poorly on the creative side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking poorly on the defensive side, right? So, and I would prefer to be more resolute defensively and have to figure it out offensively than how I'm dealing with it right now. Because to be able to keep a clean sheet for the majority of the time and then try to figure out how to be creative, how to be clinical, is a better problem than to be leaking goals the way we are, with sometimes first or even second attempts on net.
But the difference is,
clear, we haven't kept a clean sheet in 7 games.
And that is the question that I wanted to ask
7 games.
Igal. How
7
much
games.
do you trust your defense this season at the current moment?
The best defense is a good offense, and unfortunately,
Wait, which self-help book did you get that one from?
Unfortunately, because our attack is not playing well, our defense is not going to be able to do what we did last year and even the year before that. Is because last year we looked like one of the best defenses because we could still hold on to the ball and keep the ball as far away from our goal. And sometimes Saliba, Gabriel wouldn't even have too much work throughout the match. But right now, they have a lot more work to do. And that's the reason why we have looked so different defensively. And also, Arteta is being very cowardice. I hear it. Guys, when we are going into games versus Bournemouth, Brighton, and we're defending for a large portion of the game because of red cards, even with the red card, we've seen teams go and smash teams 3-4-0 at the end of the game. And I think Arteta needs to back his players, and he's not really doing that at times. He's really gone and changed the philosophy too much, and we need to go back to playing a little bit more expansive football, a little bit more creative football, and also we need to find new ways of playing. Because today, one major issue I had, Mo, everybody here watched the game. You did a watch along. For the first 20 minutes, did it feel like Arsenal could do anything when we had the ball?
No.
Because when you had the ball, I seen so many open gaps. I seen wing backs.
Thank you. Oh, finally someone is saying it, bro.
Yeah, I seen wing backs open.
Wing backs flying spaces,
the middle,
crosses,
one
passes.
pass, two passes. But then when you have the ball, wallahi, I was watching it and I'm like, there's nowhere to pass. There's literally Saliba has the ball, he's going backwards. Saka has the ball, he's going backwards. Everyone has the ball, they're going backwards. How could it's not only about creativity. We had no passing patterns to find a way.
Yeah,
to
the lanes are not there. The passing lanes between the lines are not there.
For
There's no
example,
plan.
For example, Liverpool, when we get the ball, I knew that Saka would get the ball in the half space. I knew somebody would come in the midfield
Thank you.
and they would ask for the ball. Against Inter today, against Newcastle, against those last two games, the major issue
Against Bournemouth as well, against Bournemouth, it looks similar when you had the ball.
Against Bournemouth when we're down to 10 men though.
No. 30 minutes before.
My point is the problem I have right now is the passing patterns and the passing lanes don't seem to be open.
Yeah,
and that's
why?
Sorry.
Because we're not playing, because we're being very predictable. We're being very predictable. And the reason we're being very predictable is because we're playing with guys who are in the middle who cannot hold on to. Let me, guys, please. My main point is done after this. My main point is the reason why we're playing as bad as we are in the middle is because we are not using the middle. We're vacating the middle. We're being very predictable. In the last couple of games with Trossard in the middle with Havertz, you have no person to pass the ball to in the middle. Jorginho's not there. We even had Partey playing outside of the and right back position. So all the people in the middle were not guys who were good on the ball. And it caused a situation where we went away from our philosophy and we didn't have anybody in the middle dictating play at all for the last 3 games.
So it's unfortunate that Saka can't play centrally. It's very unfortunate that he doesn't have that versatility.
Saka can play centrally if need be.
So let me just say one thing before. So one thing I don't want us to do also is take away personal responsibility from the players as well. So yes, the coach will put his tactics out, right? These players should be good enough with 2 years coaching to know how to play fast football. Like this is in FIFA where the coach is the one that's controlling the players. Like they've been training 2, 3, 4 seasons together, so they should know how to play. This comes down to partially it's Arteta's fault because some of the lineups he's picking, but the players as well have personal responsibility.
Quality? Do you think it's the quality?
I don't want to say quality because we've seen the quality also perform for the past 2 seasons as well.
Only from Odegaard.
No, this team has performed well for the past season. Apart from Marino.
No. Let me tell you that. Okay, can I interject today? Go ahead, but I want to interject on this point, please. For example, when Arsenal pressed in the first 20 minutes, Inter were able to pass to Zelensky, and they were able to turn and do combining with Lautaro, and then the wing back is free. Darmian is free. That is quality. That is quality with the first touch. Quality of the pass between the lines. We did it against Man City. I'm telling you the reality. You remember we did it against Man City when they come and press. We play between the lines. We bypass the press. And that is quality in terms of half turns in the midfielders. The players that can combine first touches, first passes. That is something that Arsenal today. You chose. Sorry, let me finish this. You chose today when Inter tried to press a little bit. It's either you go backward or let's try to put Havertz in a situation of one-on-one with De Vrij, hoping that he wins the ball. We did the same as well. But when you pressed very, very high, and actually we had no outlet. But in the beginning of the game, you had no outlet in the middle. None of your midfielders step up to say, I won the ball.
Yeah, but see,
give me the ball. I'm getting out of the ball.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish the point. So I agree with you in that, right? But how can the players who could do it in the second half not doing the first half? And
the second half was set deep. What are you talking about?
I know that.
We didn't press.
But at some point in the game, Arsenal were actually able to press your team, right? So the players are able to do it, right? The problem is and that's why I say it's personal responsibility. Sometimes when the players step on the pitch, you have to be able to want to show for your player. If you're seeing your teammate is struggling, you have to want to step back and show for them. You're the one that has to press together and galvanize. It's not always going to the manager to have to tell you what to do. And that's my problem. And this is where the quality of, and listen, I'm shitting so much on Trossard today, but
also
for me,
the coach has to do something about this.
But
I agree. But that's
can I
go on.
This coach
can I
has to do something
bring
about. Listen,
another point?
hold
Can I
on,
bring-
hold on. This
Hang
coach has
on,
to do something
no,
about.
hang
Go
on,
on.
man. Hang on, let me go through. Let me go through, man.
No,
Let me
but
go-
I want him to respond to the coach has to do something about it because that is very
But-
important.
I agree.
But
I agree.
But
I agree.
Mo,
Sorry,
Mo,
let me ask me a
let me
question.
go through. Let me go through.
Let me just say the last thing. I agree with you, and that's why it pissed me off that Nwaneri came in with 10 minutes to go, because I'm sorry, he should have been on that pitch with the way Trossard was playing way earlier. So that's where the personal responsibility with the coach
Trossard
comes
can
in.
turn with the ball under press. Nwaneri can. Odegaard can. Saka can. There's nobody. Mikel Merino can't.
But
Thomas
Mo,
Partey is the deep
Mo,
line playmaker. So
Mo, can I make a point, please? Yeah, right.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
that I think another thing that needs to be looked at, right? In the summer, we let go of Nelson, we let go of Smith Rowe, we let go of Vieira, right? So in terms of other bodies that can come in there that can also offer
They aren't-
creativity, we let go of three.
they aren't
Yeah.
good enough. King,
No,
they aren't good enough.
wait,
King, they aren't.
let me
Have you
land,
watched the Fulham game? But that's wrong.
Let me land.
He hasn't finished his point.
Let me land. Yeah. So whether or not they were good enough, if you let go of them, you have to replace at least with one player, right? So I think in terms of Mourinho as a profile, he is a good player, but he's not. He has creativity to his game, but the main fundamental that he has is more in winning his duels. And if you look at his similarities with Partey and Rice, it's more similar, right? In terms of bringing in a creative body, yeah, someone more akin to an Odegaard or a Trossard. We didn't do that. And I think that's something we should have done this summer. I said that. I said also another right winger and a striker. And
Wow.
I think these three areas must be addressed, because to rely, if Odegaard's not there to create, this is what I was saying on the beginning of the show, where we think that Saka is our best player because of the goals and the assists, but the actual creativity and the actual ability to keep the ball and to retain possession and to recycle it and then to kind of improve the quality of your build-up play, which then improves the quality of your chance creation, it's too solely reliant on Odegaard.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem. And that's what I was saying, yeah. Like,
You can't
Not
have
his.
this
if
after
you let
5
go of
years of
Smith
coaching.
Rowe,
Go ahead,
if
Niga.
you
Go
let
ahead.
go of Smith Rowe, and listen, if you've let go of Smith Rowe and you think that's not someone that can provide another answer to this problem, then you've let go of Vieira, who you brought in to do the same thing. But
those guys barely played last year.
You haven't
These guys are not good enough.
what you haven't done is
He's not saying they're good enough.
But he's talking about replacing them.
Last
Yes.
sentence. What you haven't done,
Okay,
right?
I'm gonna respond very simple.
What you haven't
Odegaard
done
comes
is you've let go of the players that would be the alternative to Odegaard in that situation, but you haven't provided a profile.
He replaced
that
him
is
with
like for
Ethan.
like.
Thank
He
you, Igal.
replaced
I was
him
gonna.
with
It's
Ethan.
it's
And he
his
doesn't even
choice.
play him.
But wait. He replaced him with Ethan, but he's not playing him. And
That's
he's
his
young as well.
problem. That's its
That's
fault.
the problem.
No, but that's the thing. He's young as well. He should have still brought someone in the market
No,
so that
GK,
you have someone
I
else
disagree.
as well
Choose not
that is
to.
more
No,
ready.
sorry.
Come on now.
Arteta has to
That
play
is
him.
more ready made.
GK,
That you could have trusted.
GK, sorry, Igor, GK. The thing about Arteta is he's got previous, right? When we had Willian, right? And do you remember we had Willian? He was stinking it up for half the season, and ESR was on the bench, and he refused to play him until Willian got injured, and then he played ESR, and our fortunes changed. Sometimes he plays certain players, like even if they're not in form, because I think he believes they'll find the form back. I think it might be a Cruyff thing or Pep thing. I don't know where this mentality comes from, right? Hey, Veta, don't look at me.
Arteta
By the way,
default senior players.
Why do you do that?
Veta, first of all, someone said in the chat, I mean, are we brothers? So right now, you're my American brother. You know what I mean? So but I don't know how
Canadian,
sorry,
please.
Canadian brother.
I wanted to add what King was saying, and I hear, look, he's right. If you take two players out, replace those two players, whether they're good enough or not, that's not the point. The point was you've removed these two guys. You need to replace those two guys. You need to have two other bodies.
Or replace
Come
them
back
with just
in there.
one.
Exactly. We replace
Even
them
just
with just one. That's number one. Number two, Igal said something when they said to the question that Mo asked, do you trust this defense? And Igal said the best defense is offense. Honestly speaking, the reason our defense was really pretty good last season again, Igal is spot on. Odegaard was the one who led the press. We did a lot of defending from the front last season, a lot of it. Now,
Victor was about to lose it, but fine.
We did a lot of it from the front. I'm not saying our defenders were not good. Our defenders were very good. So here's the thing: you give them less work to do, so when there's work for them to do, they get it done. They mop it up, and so it makes everybody look good. The difference is now there's a lot of balls leaking that way, and then their flaws are showing, which is what it is. Like it's just standard. They didn't. I mean, they had work to do last season, but not a lot of work. In certain games, it was okay. We're playing City. Your job is to mark Haaland. Stay on Haaland and don't give him the chance. Stay on Mo Salah and don't give him the chance. In those type of games. In other games, we're running through those teams. Second half
You didn't
of last
start running through teams until after Dubai. So it wasn't like you guys were doing that.
Hold on. So exactly again, because we didn't play the same way we played after this the second half of the season. The first half of the season, do you see how we considered goals first half of the season? Our defense was not looking so solid in first half of the season. We were not looking that solid. Yes or no?
Guys,
Exactly.
I figured it out.
So
What needs to happen? We need to go to Salt Bait's. We need to go to Salt Bait's restaurant. Arteta needs to get Salt Bait to dangle some meat.
We need to go on another Dubai break, man.
Wow.
I just strongly think that
before
again,
Christmas this time, man.
I think that again, this
Book the
Odegaard
flight to Dubai tonight, bro.
Odegaard replacement talk it's like saying, so for every team, and I'm not comparing players, people. I'm not comparing their skill sets. I'm saying every football team has their most important players to them, to that particular team.
All right.
And in that profile, it's very hard to have two of those type of players on the same team because the second person feels, hey, I can go be a first team player somewhere else. E.g., Man City cannot have two Rodris at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
It's their fault.
Can
I give an example? When we reached the Champions League final, that season, our most important player, which is Brozovic, the DM that used to dictate the whole game, got injured. We improvised. We put Hakan there, and he played all the way until the final game of the season as the DM. Sometimes coaches need to find solutions within, not like change the whole way you play. We didn't change the way we play.
Yeah.
We just put somebody else who was training to be that guy. Maybe it's Nwaneri, right? If Inter
Maybe
did not find the solution, I would play. The reality is, guys, he's trying Trossard, he's trying Havertz, he's tried Rice to play in the 8. Why not try Nwaneri for a whole game? You are the one.
I agree.
You are the one who, in the summer, fans were screaming. Let me just finish.
Likewise, what I'm trying to say is, like, we had an opportunity in the summer to bring someone in, so we didn't need to do that, and we didn't take it, right? And the thing is, what we could have done, right? Equally, I've wanted Nwaneri to play, but he is 17 as well. Like, that's what we need to remember.
What is the point?
You know why I don't want to hear about the summer? Because every single one of us here, when the first game of the season was kicked, regardless what business we did in the summer, we all believed we could win the league with what we had. I believe that you could not be happy. One second.
Things can be true at the same time. I believe we had enough quality to win the league, but I still didn't believe we did enough in the summer. We could have made it more.
The summer talk is dead. Stop doing the summer talk.
About what we did in the summer. Stop going back to the summer. Talk about now. What can we do now?
But this is why we are where we are now.
What I believe we could do now is we could play Ethan. Another thing I believe we can do now is we can find better patterns of play to create better chances. There's little simple things that we can do to be better. The way people are speaking is as if we lose a couple games, everything is fucked, the whole team is finished, and we can't do nothing until we go to the window. That is ridiculous, my friend.
The reason. Let me to go.
Definitely
not.
What I said was, and I'm going to say it again, right? To be clear, right? There could have been more we could have done this summer, right? However, we still have a good squad. We still have a good manager. We still can win things, right? But I still believe that when you let go of 3 players, right? Even
Yeah,
if
we
you
don't-
don't believe
yeah.
they were good enough to take you forward, right? 3 squad players, right? To leave yourself so thin.
Yeah,
That,
we
even
all
if
understand.
Eva's the only.
We all
guys,
Can we
he
let my
let
brother? Can we
Go
let my
ahead,
brother
Vic.
go,
One
please?
more
Let my
option.
brother
I want
go.
to hear what Victor has to say after this.
So,
Yeah,
so
let my brother go.
we all understand. We all understand in terms of doing more in the summer transfer window. And like Igal, 10 games into the season, I don't want to hear about what could have done in the summer. We should all be past that. It's what we got to do with what we have now, because we can all do the hindsight. What I find interesting, though, it's funny because Igal talks about the best offense or the best defense is an offense. But even before that, you guys were talking, many were talking about this Chelsea 15-goal season. You guys were talking defensively about that. Had nothing to do with your offense in terms of how you were going to be set up this year. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case because of everybody's dropped a level. Now, I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm playing a little bit of too much EAFC. But when you talk about patterns of play, Saka and Odegaard had that pattern of play. They knew how to move, how to attack that right-hand side. I think what would be very clever, and unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever see it, but if Saka came centrally because of his understanding, and you gave the responsibility of wing play to someone else because he has that understanding, in my opinion. Maybe you lose too much from him going centrally than you would get from him just being out on the wing. But Arteta needs to be able to have these challenges. He needs to be able to have these experiments, and the fan base let him try to figure it out. Because
So
you have the players to have to do it. And again, maybe it doesn't matter because Odegaard's back, but that
no,
would have been
no,
something to.
no. So the problem is this, my brother from Canada.
Victor, I think we
Is
should play
the
Saliba
problem?
left back, right?
No, the problem is this: is that I'd have had to see Sterling on the pitch, and my goodness, I do not
Not
want to see Raheem
necessarily.
Sterling on that pitch. I do not want to see Raheem the Dream Sterling on that pitch.
Oh
So
my God.
no,
He was good
and
at
this
City.
You know what?
and the
You
reason,
know,
wait, no, and the reason why I'm so annoyed is because now I cannot bring up that 5-1 defeat, or so 5-1 victory tomorrow, because I've been using that for 2 years now, and now I can't use it anymore because this bloody
no, you
Trossard
still.
guy
You know why?
cost me.
I don't want to be. This show was not supposed to be shameless, but you know how you would use it because that is your Champions League trophy. You beat Inter 5-1 in San Siro. That is your Champions League trophy. That's when people like hold their Champions Leagues, you
Yeah.
say we beat Inter 5-1. Yeah, I know Victor has to go. So if you want to go anytime, just hop off. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to drop, but I'm going to say when you talk about being shameless in trophies, Arsenal, we're talking about, haven't lost to City for 2 seasons. That was one of their trophies as well. I'm going to drop. I'll catch you guys. We're both struggling right now, but I'm not melting down.
4-1,
I'm not
4-1,
melting down.
4-1,
I'll catch you guys.
4-1,
Catch you guys.
4-1, 4-1, 4-1.
4-1,
I
4-1-9.
want to get into Igal in this. You are the one who said overreaction, right? How important is the Chelsea game for the season? Because I asked Saad this on MHF. We're doing MHF, me, Osam, and Saad, and Patrick. And I said, if Arsenal aren't going for the league, what is the point of this whole thing?
1 second. We are still going for the league. We still can get ourselves going. What you need to understand, Mo, is the Chelsea game is literally our season.
Thank you. Okay. Now we're talking. Because I said that and I was like, the comment section was like, no, shut up. That's not true. I'm like, literally,
No.
Liverpool win against Villa.
Pressure is on Arsenal more than it's ever been. In the last couple of years, we've had a lot of pressure on us. This is the most pressure I think we've been
the adversity here, yeah.
In the time that we've been in the title race. Because don't forget, when we lost to Aston Villa, we still had a lot of time left in the season.
And also City were still going away to Spurs, City were going away. Like there was games.
Right? And at that point, I felt like the pressure wasn't as bad, even though we did crumble at that point. Right now,
it didn't crumble. You won every game after this. City won every game after this as well. Like.
Yeah, we didn't crumble.
You didn't crumble at all. You won every game.
But right now, we're not playing well. We've had a couple players get injured and cause disruption. A couple games where we've made some dumb mistakes and people have gotten players sent off, and it caused us to have. It's not the year from hell, but it's a poor start compared to the last 2 years. In perspective, I didn't realize this, but you basically showed it to me. We had 24 points last year this time. The year before that, we had 26 points this year this time. Right now, we have 18 points. That's 6 points off last year's record.
From only 6 points from only 24 that you can lose to get 90 points.
Yes.
If you look at it, it's quarter the points lost in the first 10 games that you shouldn't be losing now.
And last year, people were saying we dropped too many points to start the season already. Now, I am not saying the title race is done, because guess what? Man City
are not good.
Man City are not looking great, and at the same time, Liverpool are looking great. But I do think both Liverpool and Man City are susceptible to slipping up. What I cannot do anymore is we cannot take things out of our own hands. We need to put things back into our own hands by getting results by any means necessary. And the number one thing, if we lose to Chelsea, or we drop points to Chelsea, we will be finishing this. We will be going into the second international break of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
10 points behind Liverpool if Liverpool win against
Forget about 10 points in eighth.
Huh?
We will be in eighth.
No, you
Well,
won't.
it depends on what the other teams do, doesn't
If
it? But
the rest of the
No.
teams win,
No, Brighton are not winning against Man City unless
if the rest
Brighton.
of the teams win,
Brighton,
we could
I think
potentially
Brighton will
find
beat
ourselves in a situation.
Yeah, I said that as well. Yeah, Brighton might beat City as well, to be
So
honest.
I am not only looking at this as a title deciding thing. I'm saying this is season defining. This is one of those results where not only do we need to win, I need to see a performance. I need to see Chelsea getting battered by Arsenal in certain phases of the game. I need to see our defense showing that whatever Chelsea do is not going to hurt us. And you know what Chelsea are doing right now? They're playing mind games. Cole Palmer is going to play on Sunday.
Yeah, you know that.
He's not injured at all. He doesn't have midweek games because he's not registered in the conference league. So they don't need to they don't even need him to look like he's ready to play until Sunday. As for the rest of the team, I'm pretty sure we can hold down whoever they have on either wing. I trust my wingers 1v1. I trust everything that's going on, but we cannot lose that midfield battle. We cannot have Caicedo, Lavia, and Cole Palmer.
But you're light against them. You're light against Lavia, Caicedo, Palmer. You're light.
If Odegaard is back,
and Rice, you need Rice at the 6.
And Declan Rice is fit, I trust Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Partey to go up against any
dominate
team.
at Stamford Bridge.
Yes.
You know what you're going to see? Guess what you're going to see? You're going to see Partey, Rice, and Trossard. And I'm going to lose it.
If Trossard starts, brother, we are fucking biggest idiots on the planet. I am sorry. Mikel Arteta is not a dumbass. He cannot start Leandro Trossard again in the midfield. Leandro Trossard is a liability in the midfield. Leandro Trossard is not a midfielder. And in a team that has Lavia and Caicedo, who if we give them possession, that is committing suicide. There is no way in hell Mikel Arteta will play Leandro Trossard once again.
Okay, I promise you it's going to happen.
Do you want the reality? Trossard is going to play the left wing, to be honest.
I think Trossard might play. If he plays left wing,
if he plays left wing, I'm okay with that. I don't want him playing in the center of the midfield.
Yeah, Odegaard is back.
Can I ask? Did Igal? Me and Igal were on the Igal channel yesterday. If you haven't checked Igal's channel, it's in the description as well. Yesterday he was saying a loss adds no pressure. Yeah, I thought you said that. There's a lot of pressure on Arsenal.
One second. The loss today versus Inter does not add pressure to the sense. One second. It doesn't add pressure to anybody in my sense of outside. My main thing was it doesn't add anything to the performance that we need to have versus Chelsea. The Chelsea game was always the most important game. Losing today, guess what? We still can finish safely in the Champions League.
You will finish. You will qualify to the second round.
That's why we said this is no.
No. But you know what? While I say that, we also have to play Sporting away next.
Are we smoking them? Don't worry about that.
What? Okay, and we'll come to that bridge. We'll come to that bridge when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, bro. No, this is
Just
to keep consistent, Mo, today we played one of the better teams in Europe.
It's not about that, bro. It's not about this.
Respecting your team. The difference between you and Chelsea don't have a defensive bone in their body.
Bro, Chelsea conceded one more goal than you, bro.
guess what?
Chelsea have not played with three
Can I
games.
tell you guys the reality? Do you guys know how?
Chelsea
Let me
have-
just put.
no, no.
Let me put that information out.
Gotta put
You guys
context
know
to it.
that Inter conceded 13 goals in the league. We conceded 4 at home against Juventus and 3 against Milan. 7.
Yeah,
Do you know Chelsea?
To be honest with you guys, reality is
dropped the-
today you
you know-
literally lacked Odegaard. That's it.
But 1 second. Do you realize Chelsea statistically are one of the teams that gives away the most chances?
I
to
didn't
opponents?
check it. I can go check the stats, but
So
I didn't check it. I didn't know. Maybe you're right, Igal. I don't know.
Wait. That's great. The problem is that we don't. If we play as slow as we play today, I'm sorry, we're not creating chances. So it's all nice and dandy. Chelsea giving away chances, but to give away chances, you have to create those chances.
I think-
Right now,
I think-
we
I
don't
think-
create
no,
enough.
that's it. Not necessarily.
And we also have to take
I
those
think we'll play
chances.
differently. I think we'll play
We also
differently
have to
this
take those
weekend, and I'll tell
chances.
you why. I'll tell you why I think we'll play differently this weekend. If Odegaard is in this team, right? Even if I'm Mikel Arteta, I will start him. If I'm starting Odegaard, Rice, and Partey in the midfield, and then I would, of course, revert back to what we were good at, which is I would start either Martinelli or Trossard on the left, Bukayo Saka on the right, and just play Havertz down the middle without any hassle. Now, if we play with that formation that we've been used to, where Odegaard leads our press and all that, I think we stand a better chance of doing, of playing a different way. One of the things we've missed, and I hear people when they say play Isanu Nwaneri in place of Odegaard because of creativity, but Odegaard does not just bring creativity to this team. Odegaard brings the press. He leads the press. He starts the movement. Without
And long shots.
Listen, Isan cannot do those things. Isan has the creativity side of it,
Yes,
but
better than Trossard.
No, Trossard doesn't have it as well. I'm saying
Better Trossard.
Olu, I'm saying we don't have anybody in the team that can do what.
Odegaard also adds goals.
Listen, it's the same way. Listen, it's the same way. If we lose Saliba, right? Which when we did, right? We saw how difficult it was, but we held our own. I say if Saliba was in that game against Liverpool, they don't score that second goal. Like, you can confidently say things like that about a player because you trust that player. So when you don't have somebody else to fill in that gap, of course, there's going to be leaks. Now that Odegaard is back, let's see how Mikel Arteta sets up.
I'm sorry, but I'm coming back to that. I'm coming back to that point of Trossard. I'm sorry. Listen, I agree with you. Nwaneri, we haven't seen him press. Obviously, we haven't got the sample size, right? We've not. To be fair, none of us were watching youth games like that. Well, I don't think we were, anyways.
Yeah,
So we don't know how good it is. We don't say
press.
we've seen it come, but it's a small sample size. What I'm saying though is this: even if we can't press, the fact that we have a player in Trossard who can't press, but then from a creativity standpoint isn't creating that much. Sorry, give me the guy who can actually create, and even if he's not pressing, at least I'm getting something out of it. Right now, we've got a problem with Marino, who is very good at sort of winning deals, but doesn't bring more in terms of progressing the ball. And you have another guy in Trossard who the ball doesn't stick with and just gives the ball cheaply. Put someone there at least who can do something. We'll see what happens if Odegaard comes.
I don't want to keep the show going for long. We have been going for an hour, 20 minutes, but this is the lot ball has grip. So keep dreaming for a slip up. I heard Babs on DR Sports, by the way. I heard Babs.
So childish.
Forget the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate
ball,
what did Babs say?
Slip up.
Okay, hold on. This is what Babs said. Babs said that he's not worried about Liverpool. He still sees Man City as the threat.
I agree, only because Man City are still the title holders that have won it 4 times in a row. And you believe that they can always go on a run where Liverpool have shown that they can fall off.
Do you know why I disagree?
Liverpool fell off numerous seasons.
Can I say why I disagree? In this era, Liverpool have also won a title. They also have players in that squad.
When have Liverpool ever won a title race?
Hang on. Yes, they have. They won
they've never won a title race.
They were not in the race though.
Bro,
the league was done by April.
Let me land.
No, but bro, we're having a discussion. It's not 20-minute monologue from Burger King every 2 seconds, bro. We can rebuttal.
Bro, let me finish, please, Like, so Liverpool have won a title race in this era when Pep has been there. It
wasn't a title race.
It wasn't a title race. Gunner King. That is what people are saying. Hold on. Let me just clarify this. Man City, okay, we're not in that. The title was won before even COVID. It was January. Liverpool had 99 points at the end of the season. Liverpool in January already won the title. They had over 15 points ahead of Man City or 20 points. So that was not It was that what people means is that there was no title race. There was no you win, I win, you win, I win. It was not that. That was what. This is why the point is that it were never in a title race. That is the point.
But that I understand. But what I'm saying is they have players that have experienced winning a title. They have Trent.
Okay.
Right. They have Alisson. They have Salah. They have Robertson. Right. These players were there. They have that experience. They have that know-how. They have that within the squad. We don't. Right. We're chasing two teams. This pettiness that we're doing, right, with one's more threat than another, you know, just to downplay one or the other. They both won titles in this era, right?
So,
and we haven't.
King,
right?
King,
So
I hear you. So if
at the moment, Liverpool are the best looking of the three teams. It's not even close, and they are the furthest ahead.
So why did? Can I ask Dayo a question? Dayo, let me ask you. Why do you think you see evidence of Liverpool falling off, for example?
Okay, it's not that I see evidence. So let me explain why I said I still think City is a threat. City has done it 4 times. City has done it now. We've seen City play badly sometimes, like slow, lethargic at the beginning of the season, and then end of the season just go on a 20-game run and just win the league. Liverpool, the reason I said there could be a fall off for Liverpool, they didn't do a lot this in the summer. And yes, they have quality players. If they have a couple of injuries to key players, just like last season, Mo Salah got injured, Van Dijk got injured for a little bit, what's his name got injured, Trent was injured. All of a sudden, you begin to see that they're a little. So what I'm saying, so listen, hold on.
Most key player is injured.
I know. What I'm saying is like,
you know what I mean? Like,
hold on. Last season they were in and about. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Was Liverpool in the title race last season? Yes or no? Yes, they were up until week 32. But the minute they started having those adversities, because they were thin, just like us, we're thin. It could happen to us, and we've seen it with our injuries. So I'm saying that for me, the reason Man City is still the threat is they're the current champions. They have Pep Guardiola. They've done it 4 times back to back. Yes, Liverpool has done it in this era, but we've also seen Liverpool last season, after about 32 weeks, 6 more weeks, fall off from the race. So because that evidence is there, even though they are doing well, we've seen Arsenal do what Liverpool did 2 seasons ago right now. Run off with the game. First half of the season, 50 points, boom, 8-point lead. Let's go. At the end of the season, what happened? City caught up. So my point is City has showed that they can do that they can do that to teams. So that's why I said, even if Liverpool is leading right now, we did it against City as well 2 seasons ago. We're leading. We had points over them. They came, they caught up, they passed us. Because City has showed me that they can do it. Based off that, I think they're the bigger threat than Liverpool. I'm not saying Liverpool is not a threat. I'm saying that they're the bigger threat.
They're the 4-time champions.
The reason why I think Liverpool are the bigger threat at the moment is because City's key player is missing, right? And also, they didn't replace Alvarez, right? So Haaland at the moment not in form, or if he gets injured, they don't really have a credible solution to that problem. Liverpool, okay, you look at maybe Gravenberch and Konate. If one of these two gets injured, or Van Dijk, they don't have answers. But I just think at the moment, Liverpool have to be considered a bigger threat. Like we have to go off what like. So at the moment, they are ahead. They are the head, and they are the best playing. They're the most informed of the 3 teams, and they are the ones that are responding to challenges better than both of us.
Okay, so I'll say this. Like a boxer, like a boxer, you always give the champion the edge, right? For any boxing match, the champion always gets the edge. So Man City get that, and also, even though Rodri is the most important player, the most important element in that team is still Pep Guardiola. And I said it 2 years ago. I will never, ever bet against Pep Guardiola ever again.
Until he bottles something, which is he has never bottled something.
Exactly. Until he proves otherwise, I'm never going to bet against him, because this is a man who figures it out eventually.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
And so right now, I'll always say Man City still have the champions edge. They still have the fact that they still got. Listen, despite the way they're playing right now, it's good to banter them. They've still got a quality team, and I think Pep will figure out eventually how he wants to set that team up.
But the last thing I'm gonna say, they have never faced adversity like this, and the last time they faced adversity like this, they actually lost the league.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's-
But I'll say this. I'll say
Reality
this as
is
well.
they have never had this situation, and the one time they lost the league.
But I'll say this as well. It's still 2 points between them and Liverpool.
Yes,
Very
Also,
similar.
which
also
is
maybe, also
They,
maybe
they,
the
don't-
lunch-
wait, Dio. They are soon going to play each other. And if Man City beat that Liverpool team, this conversation we're having changes all of a sudden.
Can I
That's
also
how
say
Liverpool going to
something?
beat him at Anfield.
1 second, 1 second. I need to
I think
acknowledge
Liverpool
something.
Liverpool beat him at Anfield.
I need
Go
to
ahead,
acknowledge
you
something.
guys.
Honestly.
Do you guys know Arsenal have the easiest run from after
Game week
Chelsea-
25.
from now until January, until like end of January? We have the easiest run.
You
Yeah,
don't go
but we
out
lost-
of London, guys. You don't go out of London until January 4th.
We
Yeah.
lost the ball. We lost the ball.
But they're all away games.
Wait. Lost it. Last year.
And
we
the
lost
away
the ball-
games are Fulham and Brentford.
Mo, we lost to
London.
Bournemouth. We lost to Bournemouth already. Last season we lost to Fulham away. We lost to West Ham at home. I'm sorry. That's like what looks good on paper isn't always the reality. You have to play those games. You have to win those games. So whether it's an easy run or not, those players have to show up. And if those players are not showing up, I don't care if we're playing Timbuktu United. It means nothing to me.
We'll see how it goes. Listen, the last super chat here is Kingsley, my man. He's gonna be here on Saturday. Can't see Palmer playing on Sunday. On Sunday, that tackle was nasty. Palmer is fine. He's not injured. Kingsley, it's all mind games, and it's gonna be fun. Listen, at the end, I think the season is gonna stop on Sunday. Arsenal, if Arsenal lose or draw, and especially if Liverpool win and Man City win, I think, bro, there is no point of like doing anything. This season.
Stamford Bridge is a second home. Don't worry. They'll find a way to give us 3 points and cure all our hope, all our ills.
You see, even he's saying it. Even he's saying it.
Listen, people,
What-
Igal's channel is in the description. Igal,
In the last 10 games that we played Chelsea, we've only lost once.
Igal, what you got coming up?
I got a video with me, Rack, and Vader. We're going to be talking about the Champions League and just looking forward to the Premier League. And then I got a big Chelsea Arsenal preview on Vibes from 6 on Friday night.
All right, then. You guys heard that Dayo is going to be here. We're going to do Rivals Rumble, inshallah, on Sunday after the Chelsea Arsenal game because that would be hilarious. That would be fantastic. We'll see who wins. Both, I'm winning in both sides.
I'm going to be shameless here. If we win,
Oh, bro,
be there.
cooking session, huh? It's
if we lose, I'm coming with a mask on my face. Nobody's. I will sit. You think I'm playing? If we lose, this
The fact that he's considering it being a loss.
No,
is disgraceful.
it's football now. This is football.
it's for anything can happen. Can I ask everybody a question now?
We lose.
Before we end the show, I'm going to start with Gunnar King. What is the more likely outcome for the
A win,
Chelsea
a win.
Arsenal
It's a
game?
win. It's a win.
No,
for us.
okay, Dayo, not the hope. I want
Not
the
the
more
hope.
likely outcome, not the hope.
I'm not hoping. I'm saying again. I said there's 3 major factors for me here. One, Odegaard is back, which I think makes a difference in our team. That's number one. I think that's a very important factor. It's like City having Rodri right now. That's an important factor for them. That's the way it is. The way I see Odegaard for us, he's important. Odegaard being back. 2, we haven't lost at Stamford Bridge since 2018. We have a record there. It helps the mentality of the players as well, especially when things are taking up for you
Yeah.
now. If you really
Yeah,
need to, so. And again, I think if we play with our best 11 and we
I
play,
think you think you win the game.
I think we win the game. I think we win a
All right.
2-1 or something.
Gunnar King, quickly, what is the more likely outcome of the game?
I think a win as well.
All right.
Yeah, I think. Look, this is no discredit to Chelsea, by the way. Like, they're having a good season so far. I think that their attacking options are very good, and Lavia and Caicedo seems to be the way forward with their midfield. Their Achilles heel is that defense. I just think, like Igal was saying earlier, today,
I guess
even against Newcastle, who defended well, Lewis Hall and who's the other guy? The left back.
Livramento. It's good. Yeah.
Livramento was. They were both outstanding. I just think Chelsea don't have the solutions in that defense.
Oh my God, Dayo. We'll see. I think we'll see. Igal, quickly, what is the more likely outcome?
Arsenal going to slap them.
Slap them. Olo?
Chelsea are going to get a red card. We're going to score 2 goals, and I'm going to go laughing all the way down King's Road. So there you
The
go.
more likely outcome for me, the logical thing, being from outside, is a Chelsea win. Actually, looking at the both teams now.
Hey,
To
red
be honest,
card.
but we'll
Red
see how it
card
goes.
is
Now,
gonna
listen,
happen.
people. I want to
Wait,
thank everyone
actually,
that
wait.
joined us.
One
I
thing.
need to end the show.
No, you don't. You don't have to end the show. So
I
said,
really need
if
to end the show
I
and give a shout out to
pray,
the
We don't want
sponsors.
to go. Mo, we don't want to
Wait.
go. We want to stay
I
here 24
pray.
hours.
I
All right,
pray.
I'm
listen,
gonna go.
wait.
I got work.
Wait. Let me finish. I pray to everything, the old gods and the new, that Enzo Fernandez starts. Because if Enzo Fernandez starts in that midfield, we're winning.
He won't start.
How many
You know
endos
the-
does it take to lose a game?
You know what the problem is? People really think I'm doing
stop.
this likely outcome thing for banter. I don't do banter when it comes to predictions. I did the shameless thing when it came to Arsenal versus Inter. I am looking at the both teams at the current moment with Arsenal versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's midfield, and the more likely outcome, and not by far, is a Chelsea win. The second likely outcome is a draw, and then Arsenal lose. Yes, everything is possible, but if you put in percentages, it's absolutely, bro.
Go look
it's
at
not
their record
about you.
against the big six. It's terrible.
I am
They
telling
couldn't
you.
even beat a woeful United last
Listen,
week, man.
do you know what? If Chelsea lose this game, to be honest, with this Arsenal team and the way you play and you lack creativity, questions need to be asked. Questions need to be asked for Chelsea, not Arsenal.
Mo,
Questions
again,
need to be asked.
Mo, again, creativity is now back. This whole without it's different. If like I'm saying, we're going to be playing with a different setup, which I think will also jar most teams now. We haven't seen Odegaard for 2 months, so most teams are used to seeing us play the way we've been playing.
Yeah.
They're used to seeing
That was
Trossard.
I hear
so
it.
that's a
Good
factor there
argument.
where it's like, all right, cool.
It's very good argument. Listen, people, I want to appreciate everyone that joined us. Guys, shout out to our sponsor today, Proton VPN. Before we end, scan the QR code to get 65% on the yearly deal. You can stream football from anywhere in the world. You can subscribe to a lot of places. The beIN Sports in America. You can watch the 3 o'clock games, watch Champions League games, watch Premier League games, and it's much cheaper than your subscription in the UK. And also protect yourself. And if anybody has a credit card, or I know that people have their bank account on the laptop, you really need to have a VPN. I'm telling you from experience, it's not great at all. The people that know that people that hack laptops and phones and stuff like that. So guys, you need to have a VPN. Scan the QR code on your screen. Of course, our sponsor, Proton VPN. And I want to thank everyone that joined us. Big up for everybody. Hard luck for Arsenal. We'll see you guys tomorrow or after. We're out of here, people.